Yes, we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome, Saurab. Today I have Saurab Tibrewall as my guest, first guest of the morning, and he's joining us from all the way Calcutta, India. He's a certified facilitator from India, and he's also a business done different facilitator, right, Saurab? And maybe
Yes,
you have many other specialties. If you have, please tell us.
yes. I
And
am also through the ECF and TTECF. Yeah.
wow, okay. So TTE, for any of you who doesn't know, we have talked about before, but it's talk to the entities. It is one of the most amazing specialty classes in Access. And as you know, we are all talking about people from around the world, CFs and certified facilitators of access consciousness around the world on their perspective of presumptive and reactive realities. And as Saurabh wrote somewhere, I saw, and we keep talking about similar things, that is really a groundbreaking awareness that we have. It's a game changer. We have every day and every second, if I'm not even, I don't think I'm even exaggerating, every 10 seconds, I discover another depth to the conversation of presumptive and reactive realities. And today, as his specialty also goes, we'll talk about business and presumptive and reactive realities. Where else, right? Family, money, business are one of the topics that are so
Mhm.
deep with presumptive and reactive realities. And what would you like to tell us, Saurabh, about presumptive reactive realities in business?
Okay. So, like first thing is, uh, as we know that presumptive reality is anything that we have decided is kind of this is so, whether it is or not, like,
Mhm.
so if you look into the way we have been doing business, and and this planet called Earth, if you look at it, you will find that there is so much presumptive reality around every area of the business. Like, everything has been like decided. Okay, this is, if you do it this way, this is the way to do the business. In business you don't do this, in business you don't do that. And business is different from this business is, like, there's so much presumptive reality. And no wonder people who are very, like, creative oriented, they sometimes get that, what if I don't have to do business? What if business is not my cup of tea? Or all of that is
Yeah.
all coming from the presumptive reality. Like, when you
Yes.
decide that, okay, this is how we do business, and I can't do this way, then I must not do business. And
Mhm.
that's such a limitation. you know this discovery is, for me, is personally, like, I see it as big as the clearing statement. Like, the way
Mhm.
we use clearing statement in our lives, and it changes so much. Presumptive
Yeah.
reality and north and north lines are like, oh goodness, if you are using them, you know that what amazing facilitation it creates instantaneously when you
Yes.
use it.
Yes.
So in business, like, first thing is, wherever we see business as difficult, as it not ease for us, that's the area where we are functioning from presumptive reality. Where you have ease in your life, where you have joy, you are enjoying this, you are creating more. That's where you are having your reality. And
Yes.
everywhere else, it's the presumptive reality going on. There's nothing, like, wrong with you, or there's nothing wrong with the business or something. It's just a point of view that, it's like, say for example, it's like you have decided that business can be done in X way, and you are continuously asking what would it take for X to show up. So basically, that is not a question in itself. It's a presumptive reality. You are not even asking a question. It's a conclusion with a question mark. So we continuous in any area of your life. If you have noticed that you keep asking, but things are not showing up, or you're not receiving what you're asking, maybe you got to ask: Is this really a question, or am I functioning from presumptive reality? you know so it's
Very
like
good.
the true question would be, what will create greater here, not what would it take for X to show up. Because in the presumptive reality, we have decided, okay, X is a solution, so better I ask for X. And when the X will show up, I will have everything that I am desiring. So presumptive reality is so insidious and so hideous that sometimes we think we are in question, we are we are in the creative energy field and whatever. However, it's like it's an illusion of question. The true question comes where there is not an ounce of conclusion, and the moment you ask it, you sense instantaneous expansion.
Mhm.
But when we function from presumptive reality, we ask a question. Like I personally have noticed this in many areas of my life till presumptive reality showed up. Like I was thinking that I'm in question here, I'm in question here, but when the presumptive reality showed up, I realized, oh, none of that was a question. That was
Yes.
me deciding something is a solution, and I was asking for it, so that I thought, okay, if it showed up, then I might, whatever I've decided is a problem will be solved.
Yes.
And when
Yes.
I
Totally.
started clearing presumptive realities, I started
Hmm.
gaining the awareness of what would true question be here. And as we know that one of the laws of the universe is ask and you shall receive. So moment
Yes.
you start, the thing I love, I personally, that is my point of view. Like I think access consciousness is the one place where I actually learned how to ask questions. What
Mhm.
is living in question? Like there are many people talking about so many things, so many informations, but the thing is, you don't there's very few people are talking about the question, the power of living in question. And every access class that I did, one after the other, one after the other, one after the other, what I gained is the the muscle to live in question. And I'm still building that. I'm still on this process, and every day it gets better and better. So like
Yes.
that's my perspective on living in question and the presumptive. Like the more you clear presumptive reality and the more you acknowledge that this is presumptive reality, this is where I'm functioning from presumptive reality, living in question becomes so easy and so fun. And it's like it's no more a hard work. It's no more something that you got to remember, and you got to teach yourself in a hard way that, oh, okay, I forgot to live in question, I got to ask a question. It becomes very easy. It's like the way nature lives in question all the time. It becomes that easy for you. Like a tree is always living in question. It's the energy
Yes.
of question. It doesn't
Yeah.
need to ask it. So that's what I am noticing and observing with the more and more presumptive realities going out. It's like you become question in every area of your business, and then your business starts communicating with you, and it's a different reality, I would say.
Totally, totally. And thank you for putting it in such beautiful and very clear way about being in presumption, how we are in presumptive realities, and what being in the question is like. Yes, it is a muscle we are developing, and as you say, it becomes second nature to us as you use every day. And how about, making it as a game, a play, not to judge yourself that you couldn't do it yesterday or today. Yeah, Rashimi and Rekna, hello. They want to be heard. I see you, we see you. Thank you for being here. And the true question, as you said, is an open-ended. It gives you expansion. And business, as far as I am concerned, and so many people I talk to, especially business and money, there are so many demands in our world. Like we almost like require a certain outcome, and then when the questions are asked, we don't realize what the presumptions are there. And what tool would you tell about this? Because it's like almost vital. I have to earn money from that, right? So we develop piles of presumptions and reactive realities when that happens and when that doesn't happen.
Yeah, very, thank you for saying that. That's so true. Like it's first thing is, I would say that make this a daily habit. Wherever you find that, okay, this area is very difficult in my life, I have been unhappy with this area in my life. So first acknowledge, okay, like, okay, I must be, there is a lot of presumptive reality here. So I like, for example, I realized that okay, there's a lot of presumptive reality I have in relationship, I have with
Mhm.
body, and so what I started doing is okay, all the presumptive realities I have about relationships, I have about people, I have about people in my family, and destroy and credit all, right, wrong, good, bad, purple, online, short, buzzwords, and beyonds. And the more I started doing this clearing, like it's a daily habit. Every morning when I wake up, I go, okay, so all the presumptive realities I've decided are my life, I now revoke, recant, sign, claim, renounce, not destroy at all, right, wrong, good, bad, bad, purple, nice, short, boys, words, and beyond. So when you do this every day, then as you said, like sometimes people ask you, and that's there's already a presumption, and then you think,
Mhm.
okay, like you go into instantaneous, okay, you don't even acknowledge that that's a total presumptive reality. Like I got to earn money or work, by only working I will get money, or like business is because I if I'm doing business I have to make money, or all of this is a presumptive reality. Then what you only ask when it comes to businesses, okay, what would it take for this much profit to show up, or what would it take for money to show up, or blah 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 blah. So the in the when you are in a presumptive reality, you are in continuous reaction all the time. And one of the laws of the universe is universe reward actions. So
Mm.
like unless you are taking action, you are you're not going to create and actualize anything. So most of the time people have this presumptive reality that if I'm doing something, that's an action. If that
Mhm.
would be an action, then everybody is taking action in their life all the time. And that's one presumptive reality we have, is like if I'm doing something, I'm taking action. No,
Mhm.
that doing can be totally reaction to something. That doing, if for example, if you go to work and you think that okay, I am going doing work because I'll get the salary, that's a total reaction. Like
Mm.
there is no action in that space when you, because you have decided that your work will give you the paycheck, or work is about the paycheck. So that's a presumptive reality. And then we wonder that why it's so difficult for me, why it's not difficult for somebody. Like maybe they don't have that presumption. They're working because they think they can. Like so
Mhm.
when you have no presumptive reality, you know that everything is choice, and you have total choice, and you have true choice. Nothing is something that you have to do, or you get to do, or you got to do. It's like everything is a choice for you. Would you like to do it? And if you choose it,
Mhm.
what will that create for you?
Mhm.
So like when you are, like, for example, if you say, as you said about money and business, I'd say most, I think the greatest amount of presumptive reality we have around is money, business, and all these things that we have decided as if that is the way. If it is money, it has to be this way, it has to be that way when it comes, like uh, and in that situation we are always in reaction, like especially when it comes to money. Very few people are, I am aware of, like I would say, speak for myself, like I noticed that until this became this we became aware of this, I realized that okay, I thought I was taking action in this area, but that was all based on presumptive reality.
Yes.
Though they created, but that was not what I aimed to create.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I realized, okay, you know what, because I was not taking action, I was just reacting sometimes positively, and I was reacting negatively. And I called positive reactions as my actions, and I called negative reactions as my reactions. However, they were all reaction, just in a different phase. And
Yeah.
sometimes when you're not reacting, when you're taking action, they can look totally negative, good, bad, ugly, but you're doing it from the space of you did this, so I'm doing this. Not, that is not the space at all. I am doing
Mhm.
this because I know to create something. So action has no reference in it, action has no agenda in it, action has no presumptive reality in it. And when we
Mhm.
take true actions in our life, universe rewards us. We are rewarded for every action we take in a way that goes beyond this reality. So what if we do our business every day from the space of action? What
Yes.
action can I take today that will create something greater? As so beautifully said by Simon, that business is not about making profit, business is about creating possibility. What can I create?
Mhm.
What possibilities can I create with the business that I am doing? Like it just changes the whole perspective. And I would love to see that everywhere on earth, if each one of us, and we all are in business is not just opening a shop and selling some product. Business is like, if you are living, you are in business. We are all in business of
Mhm.
one way or the other. And as beautifully said by Gary, that even relationship is a business. If you look at relationship as a business, it just changes your entire perspective. All the trauma drama goes away from relationship, and you start looking at, like, I
Yeah.
love that idea. I think, wow, that's so amazing. Like, in business, we always know that I have to provide value to my customer to get
Mhm.
something in return. And if
Yeah.
we look at that way in our relationship, I've got to provide value to my partner, I got to provide value to my, like, and then the complaint and the criticism and all those trauma drama goes away. But as long as we have a presumptive reality that, oh no, really, family is taken for granted, family has to do this, family has to do that, or my partner has to do this, these are all so much presumptive reality. And then we ask, what would it take for me to have a partner who does all this for me? So it's not a question at all. It's like,
Yes.
I'm still, what you say, discovering the 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 clarity that is showing up in every area of
Mhm.
my life. It's amazing,
Yes,
and this need,
amazing. And
it's
wow.
amazing.
Beautiful. Thank you. You put in such good, beautiful words, and the action part, and a lot of. I know we're almost at our timeline, but the action, the question, most of my clients and most of the people, sometimes I do too, fall into the trap that once you ask a question, that's all you have to do. There is an action that is required, and that part sometimes we skip. And the other action you talk about is a total control with our minds, assuming that there will be a certain desired result. And the way you talk about it is totally an action and doing business out of control.
Yeah, exactly. When you are taking true action is always out of control.
Yeah, yeah,
If we can control our reaction in some way or the other, action is totally out of control, and that's the magic that action creates. And every
yeah,
time you take an action, you are leading toward a future that you desire, you are heading toward a future that you desire. And so, like the PRs and Norse lines,
yeah,
like, is amazing. They just clear them in any area of your life you are unhappy with, you desire to change, you desire to create greater. It's
yeah.
so simple, it's so beautiful. That's, I love that about access tools.
Thank you so much. And with every question, there is always, as I have heard this from a different person, like an inspired action. You get the inspiration to do something, act on something.
Yes.
That is
Yeah.
so much ease and lightness versus the
Yeah.
other one you do with your mind. And yeah, that's the beauty of it.
The
Thank you so
mind.
much. Yeah,
Hey, thank
please.
you. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
for
Thank you so much for having me.
It's been such a pleasure and beautiful. I think I suggest everyone to listen to this over and over again. It was short, but very intense and condensed. There's so much gems in it. Thank you, Saurabh, and see you somewhere in the world. Thank you, everyone.